everybody, this is Hornlitz here, and welcome back for more Let's Glitch The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we got ourselves out of Lakebed Temple, and then went and did the entirety of Lanayru Twilight, and in this episode, we are going to be getting started on getting a bunch of collectible stuff. Because yeah, we have gone through like 8 episodes so far, and there's not a lot of collectible stuff I've gotten. I've gotten about 5 heart pieces, and maybe 6, and like a golden bug, and that's it, and there's a lot more to get, so might as well get started on it now, since it's actually pretty convenient to. So yeah, right here we've got our first heart piece of the episode. Not our first heart piece, but yeah. Right here in the back of the spring, and then after that, I'm just going to be going and warping to Lake Hylia. I could walk over because I'm really close to there, but it's a little faster to warp, and so I might as well. So yeah, and with this, we are going to be going to our first mini game of, I guess technically the second. I never really counted goats as a mini-game back when I was a kid. I'm not sure why, now that I think about it, because it's decidedly a mini-game. But, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so we've got Plum's mini-game coming up right here. And, yeah, so Plum's gonna try and tell us the rules to the game. We don't actually... I was going to say we don't need to listen to the rules, but then I went and listened to them anyways. But yeah, you don't need to listen to the rules. You can just cancel out of it and then come and howl here, and then the minigame will start all the same, so that's pretty nice. Don't have to listen to that bird if you don't want to. But anyways, so this minigame is basically just the Cargrok flight all over again, but this time you've got some balloons you gotta pop, and it's actually not bad. I actually kind of enjoy this minigame. And basically, every single time you collect, like, the same balloon over and over again, it'll, like, multiply your score up to a certain number of times, so I think it's 10 times, and then it just keeps giving you the same, like, 10 times multiplier after that. And, of course, the strawberries, being the smallest balloon, are going to give you the most points. So yeah, they start with 10 and then keep increasing up until, I think it's like 5,120 or something. It's something, or it's over 5,000. I know that for a fact. I just like passed right through that. Come on. But yeah, anyways, so this minigame though, you only need 10,000 10,000 points in order to win. And as you can see, I'm already done, and I'm only like halfway through the flight. So yeah, this is an extremely easy minigame. I guess it's supposed to be hard because the red balloons are somewhat hard to hit or something? I don't know, but like, it's not that hard. So yeah, basically, like, let me see if I can actually try and get a new record here. I think my record is around 40,000 or something like that. And yeah, I should be able to get over 50,000 with this, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, so actually over 51,000. Yeah, so that's pretty insane that you can get that, and because I missed a red balloon, you can even get 55,000 if you really want. So it's a pretty easy mini-game to at least get the heart piece from. So yeah, I wonder what the max theoretical score would be for that, though. Because I know that I missed the one red balloon stupidly because I went right through it. But then I know that there is at least one more red balloon in the area that I didn't go for because it's like way out of the way. And I'm not sure if it's like possible to get that if you go for the hard ones to go for on the side. But I don't know, like, I'd be curious to know what the theoretical max score for that is, though, because I wouldn't be surprised if it was like maybe it is only 50,000, but I wouldn't be surprised if it were 60,000. But yeah, that just shows how like absolutely easy it would be to get the heart piece there. But anyways, so now right here I'm getting this Howling Stone. I had to play the Requiem of Spirit for it, and that's one thing I do like about this game is that a lot of the Howling or I guess it's only 3 of the Howling Stones if I'm remembering right. They are like remade songs from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Like the first one we did was the Song of Healing. This one's the Requiem of Spirit, and actually I think the second one we did was the second one we did was the Song of Healing. The first one we did was Prelude of Light. And yeah, that's I really like how they did that, how they remixed them, but then they also made their own, or like made original songs for the Howling Stones too. And I really enjoy that. But anyways, so now that we're done all of that, it's time to go fishing. Or something like that. Basically, so yeah, we have to go into the fishing hole here. There are 2 things we need to get here. And very fortunately, I'm really happy about this. It's not as bad as you might think. I do not have to bother going into Haina's hut at all. Basically, so in the fishing hole, there's a lot of stuff to do. you can go lure fishing if you go into the hut and then talk to Hena. And with that, there are 4 types of fish you can catch here. I don't remember what the exact names are offhand right now. But yeah, there are 4 types of fish that you can get. And after doing that, you can get a special lure for lure fishing, or at least after catching 3 of them. And then with... there's also one other lure you can get with Roll Goal, which is also in Hena's hut, but fortunately none of those actually appear on the item screen or the start screen, and so because of that, we don't actually have to do that in the 100% speedrun. Because I forget if I mentioned it in episode 1, but the only things that actually count towards 100% in this game are things that appear on the item menu or things that appear on like the start screen. And so because of that, we don't actually have to do any of that other stuff here in the fishing hole, which is really nice because the other stuff in the fishing hole is extremely annoying. Like lure fishing, trying to do that fast, I hate it. It's not fun. Like, it's fun to do casually, but yeah. Anyways, so right there I just got the bottle, and actually because I got it second try, I'm going to save warp out of here. Don't need that save file anymore. So yeah, but so basically that bottle that I caught there is actually completely random, if you didn't know. And getting it second try is decent. It's obviously possible to get it first try. And if you did that, you would actually want to roll out of the fishing hole, because if you save warp out, it puts you way over here. And the reason that this is important is actually because day-night cycle is going to start mattering this episode. Basically, we've got some postals that we're going to be collecting, which postals are effectively like... whatever they're called, Skulltulas from Ocarina of Time, where they only appear at night, and you've got to collect them all, so you can only collect them at night. And as a result, we have to kind of plan around that. We have to plan to be in certain areas at certain times of the day. And so, actually, had I gotten that bottle first try, I would have been way too early on the day-night cycle, because I actually would have reached my destination with the Poe, or with like the first Poe or whatever, before it actually turns to night, and so I'd have to stand around and wait for a bit, and so rolling out just kind of eats up a bit of time. Even after rolling out, you're still a little too early, and so there's another thing that you can go and do to pass a little more time. But yeah, but I save warped out because I got it second try, and that just puts me about at the right time that I'd want to be at. But anyways, now we've got a glitch. That's the glitch. So, literally, yes, by coming into Aiza's hut and then using Uku to get out of it after she's given you the Lent bomb bag, what this does is it lets you keep the Lent bomb bag. And the reason that that's weird is because, basically, if you try going into Aiza's shack thing, whatever you want to call it, and then if you try leaving, Aiza won't let you leave. If you try save warping, it will get rid of the Lent bomb bag. If you try dying, it will get rid of the Lent bomb bag. But if you use Uku, nothing happens. And so with that, you can take the Lent bomb bag and get out of and get out of there, basically. And the good thing about this is that this actually lets us get, bombs, obviously. We do need to be careful, though, because dying or save warping at this point will get rid of the Lent bomb bag, which is going to create a bit of an issue with my series right here. I'm actually going to have to off-camera re-steal the bomb bag later on. But it doesn't matter, I can just do that. But yeah, it's a little bit annoying to work with, but the good thing about this is that it lets us have a permanent bomb bag like this early in the game. And the interesting thing is actually, if you tried, you could fit water bombs in your, you could get rid of all of the normal bombs in your bomb bag, fill it with water bombs, and then go and get the Goron bomb bag right now, but that would actually screw us out of getting the Barnes bomb bag after you, beat, whatever it's called, after you beat, come on, I know the name. The Fire Temple, Goron Mines. After you beat that, because, like, he'll sell you a bomb bag if you don't have any bomb bags, but if you do have a permanent bomb bag, then he refuses to sell you one. And that ends up, basically, like, that just makes the route impossible. And so because we're able to steal the Lent bomb bag, which we can get rid of whenever we want, we are able to use bombs when we technically shouldn't be able to. So that's really useful. And so as a result, that doesn't really matter that we have the bomb bag right now, because we aren't going to be using it in this episode. We'll be using it later. But right here, so right in front of me, there is a big trigger that I need to avoid. And the way I'm going to avoid it is by completely deactivating it, because there's no way through it without doing that. But yeah, so basically, you're not supposed to be able to go through this area right here until you have the Reekfish Scent, which is something that you're not supposed to be able to get until after you've beaten the 4th dungeon, Arbiter's Grounds. But, of course, with Map Glitch, because we can disable all of the loading triggers we want, because the huge trigger that will send us back if we don't have the Reekfish's Scent isn't there, or rather it's deactivated when we have Map Glitch, we can just run up this entire area, and there's no consequence, really, which is pretty great. So yeah, right here we have our first Poe Soul. Funnily enough, actually, that Poe Soul is not one that's affected by day-night cycle. It is always there no matter what. Same with this one. This one is always going to be there whether it is day or night. And, I mean, it kind of makes sense because, especially in the foggy area of Snow Peak right here, you can't really tell the difference between day and night. And so, like, it kind of makes sense that the Poes wouldn't really have any problems, or like they wouldn't actually appear. Like it would make sense that they wouldn't disappear because, again, you can't really tell when it's day or night. But the thing that makes the least amount of sense is that this Poe right here is affected by day-night cycle. So if it were day or nights, like this guy, if it's nights, he's here. If it's day, he's not. So I don't know what the deal is with this one specific Poe, but for some reason this one is affected by day-night cycle, whereas the other two aren't. I don't get it. But that is the Poe that basically changes the route whether or not you got the bottle first try or worse. Because yeah, if you tried getting the bottle first, or if you got the bottle first try, if you got the bottle first try and then came here, you'd be way too early. And so actually, I guess I forgot to mention it. The other time waster that you basically need to do in order to wait for the actual Poe to appear there is you need to collect one of the golden bugs in Lower Zora's Domain. There's a bug off to the side there, and it ends up just saving a little bit of time to go get that because it doesn't waste any time to grab it if you have to wait for the day-night cycle anyways. And so because of that, you might as well just get it then. But of course, because I got it second or worse try, or I got it second try, I had to save warp out, and then I skipped that bug because enough time had passed that I wouldn't have to worry about it, or I wouldn't have to wait for the Poe. So yeah, that's why I wouldn't have gone and gotten that great that golden bug. But I'll go and get that bug later, so don't worry. But anyways, and actually one more thing before I actually forget, because I've forgotten to do this in a failed recording before, but one thing that I didn't mention about Map Glitch. I said that it was possible on GameCube version and Wii 1.0, and that's not wrong. But what is kind of wrong is that it's not possible on every GameCube version. For whatever reason, the Japanese version of the GameCube version, or like the Japanese release, it doesn't work on the Japanese release. I'm not exactly sure why, but they changed how the warping mechanics work, and it no longer deactivates the loading zones, or it reactivates them or something. I'm not exactly sure what they did to fix it. But yeah, for some reason on the Japanese version, it doesn't work. So that's why you never see Japanese speedruns of this, unless you're watching Glitchless. But anyways, also another thing that I wanted to mention is, had I tried going into that dig hole before I did the Howling Stone, the game actually would have crashed. And the reason for that is because I had Map Glitch active. If I tried digging into that area, there would be no place for the dig spot to send me, and so I mean, the game would just crash because it doesn't know where to put Link. And so that's why I actually needed to do the Howling Stone right there, right then and there. Now, of course, it would make sense to do it there anyways, but it's super convenient that that guy is there. Or that the Howling Stone is there, because if the Howling Stone wasn't there, we couldn't use Map Glitch to get up here. Because basically doing the Howling Stone resets the loading zones, or like it resets the area. And because the Howling Stone itself isn't affected by map glitch, because it's not really a loading zone, it really doesn't matter. Like you can literally just use it to reset the loading zones. But anyways, so right here, now that I'm done trying to explain that, I did a random boomerang long jump attack into the void, and what that did is that put me up here. And it puts me into this cutscene immediately. And you might be thinking, that's a little weird, why did it do that? Well, basically, by doing a long jump attack there, I basically voided out at a part of the map where I'm not supposed to be able to void out. Like, it's too far away from where I started from that it thinks that there's nowhere else I could have been, so it respawns me up here. Because that's, I guess, where it's supposed to respawn you normally. But by doing that, what I did was I actually skipped a Shadow Beast fight. There's a Shadow Beast fight down there that gives you a warp portal, but I completely skipped it. And one side effect of that, you might be able to see, or rather you can't see, because it's too foggy here. There's a lot of fog in this area until you kill the Shadow Beasts, but without killing the Shadow Beasts, of course it's still foggy, and you can actually go and do the snowboarding sequence down Snow Peak Mountain with this amount of fog, and it works just fine, but it is a lot harder. At least on this version of the game. The Wii U version, it's actually a lot easier because you can see a lot better for some reason, even though the fog is still there. But yeah, anyways, since this is still 100% though, I do need to go back and actually get this warp portal. So yeah, because of course I can't skip it, and plus I don't want to go to Snow Peak Ruins right now. There's actually nothing that I need to do there. Like literally it doesn't end up saving any time to do it right now. Oh shoot, that was bad. But anyways, yeah, actually one thing that I should mention though is that the Wii version, the Wii 100% route does go to Snow Peak Ruins right now, because the boomerang long jump attack doesn't work in the Wii version. They need to do a lot of the things that are broken about the dungeon in the GameCube version don't work on the Wii, and so because of that, they need to go now and actually do some breaking in the dungeon with the Lent bomb bag that they have now, because of course we're going to be getting rid of it eventually, because it's just the Lent bomb bag. And so, yeah, they would go to Snow Peak Ruins right now and do some stuff there with the Lent bomb bag. But of course, this is GameCube version, we don't need to do that. So anyways, now that I'm done that, we can warp to Castletown, because the only thing I needed to come here for was the warp portal, and I guess the few Poes. And then after this, I'm going to be going and getting a few more collectibles, and then the episode is going to be finished. So yeah, the first collectible we want to get is right here in Lower Lanayru Hyrule Field, I think it's sort of called. It really bothers me that these like different areas don't have a name other than just plain old Hyrule Field. It kind of makes it a little hard to determine like which place you're actually talking about. But anyways, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Now right here, you can actually just do a boomerang long jump attack. Right here, you can just use that void/ground over there to do a long jump attack here. But at least in my case, if I try opening this chest, it's an orange rupee chest, and it's gonna say it won't fit in my wallet, so let's put it back. So yeah, that was the chest that we were going to be getting, which I needed to not have 200 rupees for, which I completely forgot about. And so yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do everything that I need to do this episode, technically. But yeah, I'll have to figure out what I want to do as a backup for that. I think I know what I'm going to do already, but I'll put some more thought into it later. But yeah. Anyways, so now that all that's done, I got the Poe that's over there. We have this one golden wolf that we need to get right here, which is going to be the third hidden skill. And then after that, we are going to be heading off into Castletown to get the last... Or, I guess we're technically not going to be getting anything, but to do our last thing, and then we're going to be done. But yeah, so this hidden skill is called the Back Slice. This one's actually probably my favorite hidden skill, either this one or the fourth hidden skill, the Helm Splitter. But yeah, this one is really cool. It's really fun doing. I loved doing this randomly, just randomly on enemies in the game, just because it looked so cool back when I was a kid. Because yeah, it was so fun to execute. But yeah, it's a pretty cool one. Basically, you just roll around the back of an enemy and yeah, do basically what this guy just did. Roll around, except he doesn't really slow. I don't know, he's supposed to be some, like, amazing, warrior or something, but he's, like, super slow. I don't know. But yeah, so that right there is honestly one of my favorites. I love that hidden skill. But now that we've learned it, we can just, we can head on our way or something like that. I can't English today, whatever. So yeah. So now that we're done that, we just got to go to Castletown, but there is one thing we need to do, or one thing we need to skip, rather, before we get there. Because right over here, there's a mailman trigger, but fortunately, we can skip it. We literally just need to throw the boomerang over the fence there, and then do a jump attack, and we've skipped past the boomerang trigger. Or the boomerang trigger. Nice. The mailman trigger. But anyways, now that that's done, we can go into Castletown and do the one thing that we needed to do, which is actually probably one of the dumbest heart pieces. This guy right here. So this guy, I'm honestly not sure what the deal is with this guy. He reminds me of Sahasrara, or however you pronounce that stupid name from A Link to the Past. But anyways, we need to donate 1,000 rupees to him. Over the course of the entire game, basically. And that will get us a heart piece. And it's really dumb. I was actually supposed to, right now, give him 5 sets of 50 rupees, so give him 250 rupees total. But of course, because I didn't actually have that amount of money, I can't do that. So I'm going to have to do that some other time. But anyways, I'm going to be exiting out to the bottom here. This part's not in the route. I want to exit out the bottom of here and then I'm going to save, because this just puts me closer to where I want to be at the start of next episode. So yeah, thank you guys for this. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click the like button. If you didn't, click the dislike button. Follow me on the links in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.